Hello, it's June 2022, and this video is inspired by, once again, Steve Lado. And I do recommend going to his channel, subscribing, and checking out his content. He puts out very good content. And the video that he posted today inspired this video. He states, as a disclaimer of sorts, that not every case that he talks about, say for example, police arresting an individual, is their fault, or even the actions of police are their fault. And that's something that I've really highlighted a lot with regards to busybodies and glorified busybodies, which encompass, for example, any position of authority, which includes corporations and so forth, and how these people create something from nothing, escalate things, exaggerate things, and before you know it, things get out of hand and people either get seriously injured or even killed. And if they're lucky, they'll just have their lives destroyed. But I digress. So this video talks about how there was an individual went on vacation, I think it was in 2020, carried on with his business, and then about a year later he goes back to the airport, and an employee of the airlines in that airport mistakenly identified him as a shoplifter, and this resulted in the guy going to jail for 17 days. No one told him what was going on. That's key. And no one talked to him. And it wasn't until sometime later where, yes, he was, the charges were dropped, because they realized when they finally looked at the footage that, yeah, there's no resemblance between the two individuals. So, and then the question is, why did that employee target him and not just give a list of passenger names as well as the video surveillance of everyone boarding the plane? And now this guy is suing. Now, what I really want to highlight, what really hit home for me, are actually two things. One, the guy not knowing what he was accused of, falsely accused, and how that impacted him throughout his ordeal. This relates to my story, for example, in December of 2012. And to this day, I still have no idea what the accusations were all about, what this investigation or not. I don't know anything. And then during the time of May 4th, 2013, with the police assault by the two former officers on me, when they were beating me, a lot of what they were saying, I had no idea what they were talking about. For example, when the first former officer stated that what kind of sick fuck gets investigated for such things, and I just quoted him, and I said, like, what? And he just said, well, you know what? I don't. There's an assumption. Again, this is the social justice snowflake mindset that we're dealing with here, but I've talked about this extensively as well. So even on that event, I had no idea what was going on. Now, they did say some things with regards to silencing me, which, okay, I would link that to my whistleblowing and exposing the sexual abuse, sex trafficking of these vulnerable women. And I don't even know really why they were there, because their stories have changed, but I do know that they were there because of the female, one reason or another. So that stuck out for me in this video with Steve Lado. I had no idea what was going on. Nor did I, or do I. The other thing that really stuck out was the statement being said, this guy has become hyper-vigilant. He cannot relax. He's worried about being falsely accused again. And this is something that I've stated repeatedly over many, many years. This fear of mine, and being hyper-vigilant to the point where I really, really have to catch myself from just going off in the deep end, not to be consumed. And it's very, very difficult. And I'm constantly documenting where I am, what I'm doing, everything, because, well, just look what happened to me. Now, fortunately, this guy in this case got lucky. They dropped all the charges. My story is because the two former officers permanently disabled me and so forth, and they didn't want to be liable, not only the two former officers, but the Calgary police as well as the city of Calgary. They didn't want to be liable. They ended up finding me guilty for 2 other false allegations of alleged obstruction and alleged assaulting a police officer. And now I'm living in the aftermath. So imagine this guy's case compounded with actually being convicted of something else completely remote to, I guess, how it all started, and living in that aftermath. So those are the 2 things that really stuck out to me with Steve Lado's review of this particular case. I just wanted to share that, highlight the similarities between this case and myself, and expand by saying, imagine actually being convicted of something else that you didn't do. So this type of thing happens all the time. I've continuously said I am not the only one, nor am I the only one who whistleblows and exposes anything on any topic. And many people's lives get destroyed and you never hear about them. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share.